for men, we need to come in with a certain level of attractiveness first. Like most women aren't just gonna take an overweight, lazy, unmotivated type man, and I wouldn't want you to. I would want you to go after the best option, which is a man who takes care of himself and meets your expectations. And if the personality clicks, then it clicks.
But the best option for me may not be the best option for somebody else. You know, you say, oh, because I'm 120 pounds and I'm little, I shouldn't go or shouldn't go after someone that's like bigger and doesn't take care of themselves. But like, one, there are bigger people out there that prefer bigger people, and there's small people out there that prefer bigger people. So I feel like it's just, I mean, it's really just subjective.
Well, I understand. It is subjective and it is gonna go like case by case. But for the most part, I would say just like based on like dating app data and the data that we have now, like personality is maybe third or fourth after the man meets that attractive requirement, whatever that is for you. And that's going to be subjective. But I do think men need to come in being the most attractive version of themselves to the dating market. I don't think them just like coming unattractive and being themselves, because if that was the case, men would just stay home, overeat, and just play video games, and they would get all the women. But that's not the case.
I mean, that's what's on the dating apps now. You have a lot of people who don't have self-care and they don't exhibit care for their physique because you got to think about when you're in the dating apps, you are swiping and swiping, you don't know who these people are, and it's tiresome, it's exhausted, and then you got to put your best foot forward, and then you're getting rejected. So you do have a lot of men that are actually on these dating apps that are not their best selves, but at the same time, they're trying to make an effort. Like they're showing up, but they also they look like they're gaming. Like, but at the same time, that's they're good enough, right? And that's the part too, is like I think Jordan and I, just from our exchange, we're not really judging you on the exteriors. We're judging you based off of how safe do I feel with you, and how do you make me feel like I'm connected to you on not just a physical level, but we go inward into that deeper mental exchange, the spiritual lane, the emotional.
All right. If that was the case, then 33% of men who are under 30 right now would not be virgins or haven't had sex in a year. And that's a true stat right there. If that was really the case for most women. But most women, men have to come in meeting a certain level of attractiveness before they even get to that level of emotional connection and personality connection.
And I feel like that goes back to my point. People make that initial physical, and then after the physical part's over, they don't have that mental, they don't have that spiritual. So now, like, we're getting to a point in society where women don't, we're not focused on just the physical. We are focused on the mental and the spiritual, and it does come off for it because a lot of women are also just very intuitive. Off rip, you kind of know if you're gonna vibe with somebody or not. You're not deciding in that moment, oh, I'm gonna date you, oh, we're gonna be together. But you're like, okay, like I could see us hanging out, talking, having good conversations. Maybe you have things in common. Maybe you just have similar ideas. If you're attractive, yeah, that's a plus. But like speaking to the attraction aspect, I've met guys who I wasn't necessarily attracted to, but through getting to know them and meeting them and seeing the way that they thought about things and thought about the world and viewed the world, that made me more physically attracted to them. In Save's opposite case, I've met a lot of guys who look great. They look really good and their personalities are shit. Like they're poor people, And I'm like, okay, cool. Like your Dodge Charger looks great. It has an exhaust. It sounds amazing. It's cool. I like to ride in it. I like to drive it. You're a crappy person. I'm not going to give you my energy and my time of day. So I don't know. At least for me, I'm understanding that it kind of does come off rip, and I kind of already get that vibe of, oh, he's just another one of them. I know how this is about to go. Or, okay, this person actually has some substance to them and can have a conversation, and they're not just trying to get to that physical aspect of you look good, I look good, cool, let's make it do what it do. So